Good morning, it's Thursday the 13th of September 2018 and welcome to Lincolnshire Television Complex, otherwise known as the Chris's Caravan and Chapel Hill to this morning's United Kingdom talk. Lovely to be back once again with you, I must say. As you know, I haven't been a little bit under the weather. Nothing serious, it just hung around for a while. And I'm still not like fully there yet, but it took away all my strength, and when, I don't know about you, but when I get something like that, I feel like the weakness is my body using everything it has to fight off whatever's trying to get into the system, if you see what I mean. And, I've been ever so weak, really. Weak! Although there has been not those sort of periods. Stop it now. There has been periods of where I've had a little bit more strength, and I have done a few bits and pieces. But there we are. You know, one of those things, I'm afraid. And thank you so much. So we managed to get a very, very short recorded video out yesterday, which you may or may not have seen because I took my sister shopping yesterday, which I'll tell you about in a bit. And a few people have put a comment on there. Thank you very much. A few people have sent private messages asking if I'm all right. Yes, not too bad actually. Weird City Citizen. Hi Chris, are you okay? Yeah, we're on the way there now. Coco Bungee said missing you. Thank you, Coco Bungee. I love that name, Coco Bungee. Is it man flu? No, it wasn't flu. It wasn't flu because I haven't had like a hacking cough or it wasn't a I can't do anything type thing. It wasn't, unless of course it was the flu trying to come in and I've been fighting it off all this time. I don't know, we're not doctors or medications. There's a new word for you, medications. You like that? Medications? Perhaps. Coco Bungee says, thanks for letting us know you're not dead yesterday. Yeah. My sister, she don't get impressed by anything like that, my sister. No, she thinks there's certain things, and she's not the only one, certain things that you shouldn't say, one of which is, hello, not dead yet. So I got a whack in the side yesterday, which you might have seen. Coco Bungee says, thanks for letting us know you're not dead. Looking forward to your usual barrage of nonsense. My life is not the same without it. And that's exactly what this programme is most of the time. I told you the other week, someone said, how do you describe your programme? And I said, I talk uneducated. Oh, nonsense is a good word to use, actually. Nonsense. Yeah. I talk uneducated nonsense for an hour with great enthusiasm. That's exactly what I do. Exactly what I do. Hello to John Parrish. Get well soon. Have you tried suckling a fisherman's friend? No, I'm too far away from the coast. None of them walk past here. There's a few old blokes up there doing a bit of fishing with their rods on the over the river Witham, which is literally a couple of minutes walk through the marina up there, and it's a lovely river. Although I have noticed there are large areas of the river up there covered in that green algae stuff, which looks okay, but it doesn't look right. There's so much of it. I mean, literally, there are parts of it where the whole thing is covered. I don't know if that affects boats at all, does it? You know, with little twirly things at the back, going around all the time. Do you know, it's a bit hot in here. Let me turn the heating down. I've got a little oil heater in it, which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I'll tell you, and I've been concerned because we've gone through the summer, and let me tell you, a caravan in the summertime is deadly hot. Oh my God! So I had an air conditioning thing put in the spare room by my brother-in-law, put that in, which cooled it off in there. The other thing I've been concerned, but I wasn't concerned that it would be too, well, I was actually. I was concerned it would, because I suffer a little bit in the heat, really. Let me just turn, I'm just going to do your messages in a second. The other thing I've been concerned about is how cold is it going to be here in the winter? So I'll come to that in a minute. Let's just do some of your messages there. Oh, thank you, Clare. The mornings are an empty wasteland without you. You sounded like the show's something like a little bit of a council tip or something like that. Is that what you're trying to say, Clare? Are you saying it's rubbish? Me too. I agree with you. This is total and utter rubbish. Sitting here talking this crap day in, day out. But someone seems to like it. Let's say hello to some of you now. Now, you may know I recently had my little iPad repaired. Yes. Now, what I've got in here is the broadcast computer, which is 3 years old, 4 years old maybe. And I've got that's running Windows 10. I've got another computer here running Vista, which is usually the one I use to pull up the stories. But it's incredibly slow. So now that I've had my iPad fixed, I thought I'd make more use of it. Here it is. Lovely cover. Look, it's got this little thing here. Right, watch this one. Oh yeah, yes, look at that. Look. I am on here at the moment. There's nothing, I'll tell you what, there's nothing better I enjoy than watching myself. I mean, I love it. I love it. Usually in the car, I mean, obviously I don't have that on the car, unlike the Uber drivers that drive around London watching the telly on their iPhones. Anyone seen that? Honest, not a joke. They've got the bloody phone like that while they're driving, and I definitely see TV pictures, usually in some sort of Arabic or something like that, because it's got the little squiggly lines. Not even real letters. Not even real letters. Squiggly lines everywhere. And they're watching the telly anyway. In the car, usually I like to listen to one of my music and chat shows, because, I mean, there's nothing else on the radio, is there? Only me. Only me, and that's how it goes. Anyway, let's say hello to some of you. I do dare. You know I joke about these things, don't you? Sometimes you say stuff, and people with no sense of humour, usually Labour voters, just don't get the humour. They say, well, why'd you say that? Well, it's a joke. What do you mean? They just don't get it. Usually millennials. Oh, worse. Don't ever open a conversation with a millennial. They're so miserable. No sense of humour. Everything is taken, as an offence. Oh, dreadful people, dear. Dreadful. The best people to talk to is anyone under the age of about 7. Yeah, I get on with I get on with those people so much more. Wait till I let you know what Harry, my great nephew, who's 5 years old, said to me a couple of nights ago. Hilarious. The stuff he comes out with. I'll tell you, it's all coming up, all right? But first of all, your very, very important messages, and your messages are important to me, boys and girls. They are. We don't always read them all, but we get as many as we can. So here we go. First message on Facebook of the day to the delightful Miss Christina Ewing in Portsmouth, who was going to try and make it to the karaoke the other night. didn't quite make it though, never mind. Who says, hi Chris, good morning Christina. Good morning to Adam the plumber. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome, welcome home to ITV. Do you remember that? ITV went on strike in the 1970s and it went on for weeks. I think they were off air for something like 6, 7, 8 weeks. And then when they came back, it was a very different setup in those days. There were all these different ITV regions, and they all kind of worked independently and yet together. But when they went on strike, I believe they all went on strike. So when they decided the strike was over, nothing was ready. Do you know what I mean? So what happened is at Thames Television in London, where my friend Tom Edwards, who used to do the continuity on there, they kind of took the whole thing, for the whole country. And I never forget, they had a picture of a clock. That's the first thing that came on. And I had this ghastly jingle that someone must have written in the space of a few minutes. And so it came on, the clock came on, and it said ITV. But it had been so badly done that behind the ITV you could see the Thames logo as well, where it wasn't quite blanked out properly. It was awful. It was like some child had done it in a primary school. Not like this professional television studio, in the heart of Lincolnshire. Not like this at all. No, it was like someone had put it together it probably was exactly that. An old box with a light in the back that said Thames and the clock, where they put something over the Thames that said ITV, but you could still see the Thames logo behind it. Awful. And then they played that awful jingle. Welcome, welcome, welcome home to ITV. I remember, and you remember it because it was so bad. Oh dear. So that's what went wrong with the strike there. Thank you. Hello to Diane Jeb. Hope you're feeling better. I'm feeling a lot better, Diane. I'm a little bit clammy. Do you know what I mean? But that might be because it's ever so warm in this room. I mean, I've been moaning about it cold. I'll come to that in a minute. Hello to Roy Brown, love. Late again. No, never late, Roy. I don't know how many times I have to tell you. I mean, do you listen to anything I say, dear? This show is not scheduled. We don't have a schedule. It could appear at any time of the day or night. You must be prepared. It's like it says in the Bible. You must always be prepared. Always, because you don't know when the Lord is coming down again. And from where? You know, you might be sitting at home with your feet up, fag in your mouth, you know, watching the telly, and suddenly appears next to you. Are you ready? Probably not. You could be in the swimming pool today. I haven't been swimming for a whole week. Swimming away, and then this bloke pulls up alongside you, long hair and a beard. Jesus is here. He's come into the swimming pool. Are you pretty? Must be, and it's like this show. It could appear at any time. Usually, it's round about 9:30 in the morning, but it might do one tonight, 10 o'clock tonight. Don't know. Whenever it takes my fancy. And I am, in all seriousness, Roy, I used to schedule the show quite a long time ago. I used to have a scheduled show, and it would be at 10 o'clock every morning. But I found it very restrictive during my day. It's not like a paid job. Do you see what I mean? Where you've got to be there at 10 o'clock. Don't have to be there. And now, with the more recent innovations on Facebook and YouTube, whereas I can start a show and your device, if you've got it set up to do that, will ping. Hello, there's a show happening now. Now that has disadvantages and advantages. The disadvantage, of course, Roy, you're quite absolutely right in saying, is that if you think, oh, well, Chris is going to be on at 9:30. No, not necessarily. So there's the disadvantage, okay? Whereas the advantage would be people that aren't usually around at 9:30, oh, there might be a little show today, you know, that we can join into. See what crap he's got to talk about this morning. Who's he going to offend today? So you see, you pick up other people at other times as well, which is nice for them to join in as well there. As always, gang, there is a text-in number. If you want to text in the show, we've got a phone, my little text thing set up next to me, 07551 259 675. Only use that if you can't type on a keyboard, because I do get all the other messages in front of me. Sometimes it can take a long time to get through them all, as there's so many, all right? So if you want to text in the number and you don't have access to typing on a keyboard, you can do so. 07551 259 675. Good morning to SOS Gregorian. Roy says I look dead to him. Thanks very much, mate. Is it the grey beard? My sister was going on about this the other day. Oh, it's all grey. It's all grey. And she was asking my niece, who's got her own hairdressers, if she can dye it. I don't think I want to dye it. I don't know. Do you want that dyed? Then it becomes a bit fake, doesn't it? I don't like fakeness. I really don't like fakeness. Hello to Paul Gallagher, who likes the shirt. Thank you, Paul. Not a new shirt. I've had this on a few times. Amazon, I think this was about £23, this one. It's not bad, is it? £23 for this one. Nothing compares to you, SOS Gregorian. Oh, please, not that ghastly. That's one of my most unfavourite ballads of all time. Nothing compares to you. Nothing compares to you. Oh, it's awful. Awful. There's another depressing ballad that we must ban from my karaoke nights. Absolutely. Mark, good morning to Mark Cording. Thames Television Ident was one of the best. Absolutely, Cordy. And can you believe, Cordy, I've met Tom Edwards now. He's become a good friend of mine. A lovely man. He used to be one of the people that did, as well as many, many other things over the years, one of the things he did was the continuity in between Thames. Do you know what I mean by that? Let me give you an example. And a very good morning to you and welcome to our programmes this morning here on Thames, and we'll be kicking off at 9:30 with our programmes for schools and colleges. A little later on, Crown Court at 12:30, followed by the news from ITN at 1 o'clock. Right now, It's our programmes for schools and colleges. That was Tom Edwards. Yes, he used to do that. Lovely man. I've met him only once so far. We've spoken a couple of times on the phone, and instant friendship. It's nice when you get that, isn't it, with someone? You get instant friendships. In a similar light, I can walk down a road and suddenly brush past someone or walk past someone that I've never met before. I'm like, oh, I really don't like you. Isn't that strange and mysterious? Strange and mysterious. That's exactly what it is. Morning to Alan Russell. Good morning, Alan. Alan, I heard you had your bike nicked the other day. Is that right? On the way home. I'm terribly sorry to hear that. The story I heard, Alan comes along to the karaoke on the Mondays and Fridays. The story I heard was that you were cycling along the canal from King's Cross to Hackney. Is that where? And you were cycling along there and you were pushed off the bike by two lads who drew a knife and went off with your bike. Is that right? Do you know, I don't, if anyone ever pulled a knife on me, I don't know you don't know what you do until it happens, do you? Now, of course, the police, quite rightly, would tell you to hand everything over. But I think I'd lose it a bit. You know, even though that is absolutely what I would intend. You know, if someone comes, all right, give us your phone and money. Oh, there you go, take it. Right? I think I'd be so scared that I'd lash out. I really do. With whatever I had handy. I mean, if I was on a bike, I mean, obviously, if you're on a bike and you've been pushed off, not if I was walking the bike and someone come up to me, I'm likely, because they'd probably be on the other side of the bike, I'd likely try and push them over, or whack them with it, or push them in the canal. Awful. If that's the story, then I'm really sorry to hear that, Alan. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. Thank you, Alan. Let us know. He was against usury, was JC. Did I say? I don't know how I talk half the time. Hello to Chris Manzer. Nice shirt. What's the print? Oh, little flowers. Can you see? Little flowers. I think it's called a paisley. I do believe it's called a paisley. And good morning to Vinod Lama Tamang. Good morning. Good morning to you as well, sir. All right, let's just go on to the... where have I missed out? Christina, did I miss out? Oh, I missed out your thing here, Christina. We'll go on to the other ones now. Right, so I've done that now. Let me just... I've got to get used to using this now, you see, because that's going to save me data. Talking of data, am I saving... I'm sending you... Oh, I think I'm sending you too many frames. For the technically minded, I seem to be sending out 60 frames a second today instead of 30. I don't know if that's making any difference. That'll probably eat into my data more, I don't know. Is that making any difference to anyone? You're getting 60 frames a second today instead of 30. Don't know what difference. I don't know how that's happened, but there we are. I'll have a look later. Good morning to Joanna on the YouTube. Morning, Joanna. As I say, John Parrish is there. Good morning, John. Christina's off to the vets today to get a pet passport. A pet passport for my sweet furball, aka Demon Spawn. It's a lovely day in Portsmouth with sunny skies. Lovely. Oh, talking of cats, I tell you, my mate's his cat's been not happy recently. Like whenever you go near it, it hisses. So he took it to the vet yesterday, and he got a quote. The first vet he saw, which was a couple of days ago, said he needed his teeth cleaned and a blood test. Total cost 350 quid. 250 quid was just the teeth cleaning, because apparently they have to put them out, you see. Look, cat. Have you ever seen a cat put out? It's got a tube in its mouth, you know, tube in there. Poor little things. And then they clean the teeth. They said that's upsetting him. But he went to see another vet yesterday and said, I don't know if it's the teeth or not. He said he seems to be quite ill. So he's taken a blood test, and my mate's waiting to hear the results of that today. But yes, so his cat isn't too well at the moment, all right? Let's have a look. Oh, you're talking to each other there, that's good. Is it a Noel Edmonds shirt again? A lot of people are worried about this shirt today. Just keep with it. Is there anything else you want to point out that's not looking right today? Oh dear. Nice shirt, Paul says, in Birmingham. Good morning, Paul, who says they have them at good charity shops here in Lincolnshire. Do you think so? Hello to Brendan Brady fan. My beard is maturing. Yes, I think I'm quite pleased with this. I don't want it any longer. This is the absolute maximum it will be. But as I say, my sister, it was either my sister or niece said perhaps I could dye it. I don't think I want to do that, because then my mate had his dyed when he was in Turkey and he just looked really weird. Really weird. It didn't look right, you know. Hello to Nilesh. Good morning, Nilesh. S. Gregorian watches us on many different places at the same time. Did Barry Manilow sing you a song? I'll come to that, all right? Has the cat eaten a snake? Quite possibly. Maybe the snake bit its tongue on the way down. Poor little cat. My cat uses Colgate, says John Parrish. My sister used to clean her pet's teeth herself. Oh, yes. Certainly the dogs. Dogs will let you do it, won't they? Because dogs know you don't really want to hurt them, do you? You know, they're quite happy for you to do whatever you want to them. Alan got a new kitten last week. It eats the laces on his shoes. Oh, well, that's what it starts with, Alan. That's what it starts with, mate. The schools, college, clock and the music on BBC. Yeah, I remember all of that, Cordy. You remember the tunes? Do-do-do-do. We used to use one to open the show. We used to use one of those tunes. You know the flute song? Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, that everyone hated. That was a school's piece of music. Thank you. Am I on long? I'm taking a lady on a date at 11 o'clock at Costa Coffee. Now just go, Roy. You can watch the recording later, mate, can't you? Hello to Hayley. Good morning, Hayley. You're right, sweetheart. Lovely pictures of you, Hayley, and Lee. I don't know if some sort of computer generated pictures of you and your mum, I think, and Lee I saw yesterday when I was looking around on the Facebook. Very, very good. Cordy loves the retro shirt as well. We all love retro things, don't we? We do. Did I see a bit of untidy tape holding up the picture at the end of it? Where would that be? No, I can't see a bit of untidy tape anywhere. That's held up. Well, how do you think that's held up? Blue tack. It's blue tack, mate. It is. 07551 259 675 if you want to text into the show. All right. So let me tell you what I've been up to then. I've been concerned, actually, with coldness in here. And indeed, when I came up the other day, I bought a couple of fan heaters. And let me tell you, I don't think I am going to get cold. Once you've turned a heater on, the room heats up really quickly. Now in here, this is very small in here. This is really small, this room, okay? I've got an oil radiator thing down here, which I turned on 20 minutes before I was due in. I'm actually going to turn it down now. I'm so warm in here now. I'm really hot, which is why I haven't got a jacket on today. Because I went and had my breakfast this morning, came back in here. I thought, blimey, that's really good. And it's only small. Can I lift this up? Or is it heavy? Well, let me show you this. Yeah, there it is. Perhaps I shouldn't be lifting it while it's on, but there we are. Yeah, that's it, look. It's tiny, this, isn't it? But my God, it's so warm in here. So that's that. I've got a gas fire in the living room. Again, you get up, you turn it on. 20 minutes later, the room temperature has heated up 5 degrees. Now, I've got to tell you, when I went into that living room this morning, it was 10 degrees. I put the gas fire on. Time I'd done my breakfast and had my cup of tea and sat down in there, it had gone up 5 degrees from 10 to 15 in a matter of minutes. In the bathroom, Yesterday morning was very chilly. I went in the bathroom. I thought, oh, it's blooming cold in here. I got up at 8 o'clock yesterday morning in preparation to do a show, and I thought, do you know what? I just don't feel. I don't feel right. Didn't feel right in doing it. Anyway, so 8 o'clock, I got a little fan heater in the bathroom that's on the wall that my brother-in-law put in, Dimplex thing. Pull a little cord, and the heat blasts out from it. You see. Close the door. This is at 8 o'clock. Ran about 25 to 9 o'clock. I finished my dinner. I thought, well, I'll go and have my shower there. I opened this door. Dear me. That heater had been on too long in there. Now, that one doesn't have a thermostat on it. The little fan heater in there. And it was so hot in there, I had to open the door for a while to let some of the heat out before I had a shower. And it was steaming away in there. I thought, well, that works well. And in the bedroom, I've got two of them actually. One's in the bedroom, and in the bedroom I've got a wall heater on the wall, right? But that comes on, once you turn it on, it's on. There's no thermostat on it or anything else like that. And a little fan heater that I purchased off Amazon, £18 these are. And that's got a thermostat on it. So Monday night to Tuesday morning, I didn't use it. And a couple of times I woke up Tuesday. I've still got the summer duvet on as well, you see. I thought to myself, oh, I'm a bit cold, you know. While I woke up at night, because I haven't been sleeping too well at all for about a week now. This must be something to do with this, whatever this illness is that's, I think I'm warding off now. I think it's going now. I do believe it's going now. I woke a couple of times, a bit cold. I thought, oh, shall I turn it? Oh, no, I'll leave it off. And I woke up in the morning. It was cold. So I turned the heater on and fan heater and dressed in front of it, and that was fine. But last night I turned it on and I had it on the thermostat, you see? And it's just a case of whereabouts you want to have that thermostat. So just before I went to bed last night, I turned it on about 20 minutes before I was due to bed. It was up so high, done some stuff in there. And I went into the bedroom and I closed the door and I thought, it's lovely and warm in here. Lovely and warm. And the fan heater had already switched itself off. So I turned it down because I can't stand a hot bedroom when I'm trying to sleep. I can't bear it. I've also changed the duvet from my, I think, 4.5 tog to 15.5 tog because I had a winter one as well. So I've put that on, lovely and thick. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I climbed in the boat. I turned the thing down, right? There I am. I'm still having trouble sleeping, but I'm not uncomfortable. Now that is, and I'm not massively tired. Not really massively. I'm not like, oh God, I can't get to sleep. I'm not like that. So I'm quite happy to just lay there and sort of, you know, I wonder how often that thing turns on and turns off. Well, not often at all, really. The setting I had it on, it turned itself on and you could hear the fan heater come on for 2 minutes, if that, and then it turns itself off again. And then there's a long period. In fact, I don't think it happened while I was awake before it comes and turns itself off on again. And they do say that fan heaters are the most expensive way to heat an area, wherever that may be. However, this would be a fan heater that don't turn itself off because most of them don't have thermostats. You see? So I think that's the thinking behind that. So once you've turned a fan heater on, and it's a 2 kilowatt fan heater, you are using 2 kilowatts of electricity, which is a lot. You're using that until you turn it off. So if you put that thing on in the corner and you leave it on for 8 hours, that's cost you 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 kilowatts of electricity, which actually, in the grand scheme of things, isn't a lot. But if you do it every day, let me tell you, that's a lot. If you was to do that like once a week, probably wouldn't notice much, a little bit more on the electric bill. If you do it every day, different story altogether. So that's the thinking there. Now, if it's got a thermostat, it gets to the temperature and switches off. So I honestly don't think that they will make a massive electricity bill. if it's got a thermostat on it and you've set it to, you know, you don't want to be sitting here taking clothes off because it's so hot. That's just stupid. I've got to be honest with you now. As I'm sitting here now, this has now switched itself off. Let me just, yeah. That's actually switched itself off now. And I'm very warm now. I'm actually very warm now. The thing is actually completely off, right? I don't think I'm going to be cold in here at all. I certainly, and the lady, because I had considered having central heating put in here, at a cost of about £3,000, which again, in the grand scheme of things, isn't an awful lot of money. If you do it in your house, it's going to cost you like £7, £8, £9, £10,000 maybe to put central heating in. In a caravan, probably about £3. That includes the boiler. That includes the boiler. And you know, if you've had a boiler changed at home, £1,500. Don't go with British Gas, for Christ's sake. You know, £1,500 plus their bit on top, which is about £1,000. I know people that have paid £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 for a boiler. Don't be silly. Don't go to British Gas for a boiler. The lady 2 caravans down, when I was discussing this with her, she said, don't have your central heating put in yet. Wait till you go through the winter and then decide for next year. She said, I've been in your caravan before you bought it. When the other people were here, she said, it's not a cold caravan. And I think she's absolutely right. In fact, with the gas fire on, if you have the gas fire, as I did last night, I stayed in last night, had the gas fire on, well, I had to turn it down in the end. The entire caravan heated up through that one gas fire in the living room. The other thing you have to remember, of course, is it's quite small in comparison to a house. As I say, this room is tiny, the one I'm in here. Absolutely tiny. So it doesn't take much to heat. The same with the bedroom. It's not a massive bedroom. It's comfortable, not massive. It's quite small. The bedroom is probably about the same size as my small studio at home. You see? So it don't take long to heat up. The biggest room is the living room, kitchen. And it's not a new caravan. This is old. This caravan, I would say 20 years old easily. You know, so not cold. The other thing is, a lot of cold comes from drafts. Let me tell you, Monday night, it was extremely windy when I got in. I closed the doors, not the hint of a draft anywhere. This caravan is windproof, and that's probably 50% of keeping warm. So there we are. I honestly don't think I'm going to be cold here, so I'm quite pleased about that. And central heating? No. Don't think I need it. Honestly, don't think I need it. That's good news, isn't it, really? Good news. Ray says I'm... where are we now? Hayley says I'm looking very manly. Thank you, Hayley. Do you think so? It's Ray Reynolds there. Good morning, Ray. Morning, Ray Reynolds. Ray's been into our Mirable studio in Royal Berkshire. If I explain to you, Ray, the room I'm in now is probably about half the size of the studio in Bracknell. That's how small this little room is. This is supposed to be a spare bedroom, although you know, maybe for one small child. That's about it. You know, I won't get any more in here. Or a cat. A cat. Oh, it's a bit. Do you know? It's a terribly sad bit of news. At the and just as you come into the Caravan Park Marina, there's a notice board before you get to the barrier that goes up and down, where you've got a little key fob for it. And there's a little sign up there. There's a picture of a cat. Hello, I can't remember the name of the cat. Call it Joey. No, that's a Budgie's name, isn't it, Joey? Is that Judge? Cat name, Felix. Felix, okay. So, hello. This is awful. You ready for this? You ready for this? Hello, my name's Felix. My owners have moved and left me there. Can you give me a home? Call Sylvie. And there's a phone number there of Sylvie, who owns the site. She's wonderful, Sylvie. Sylvie and her husband. Older couple, probably maybe around a little bit older than me, perhaps. Lovely couple. And they own the site, you see. But honestly, someone's moved and left the cat. Isn't that awful? And my sister says, she said, there you go. She said, that's a sign for you. I said, I can't have it, can I? You know, you can't have it. Number one, I'm not here all the time. And number two, and I hate to say it, but since I lost my cat in Berkshire, my asthma has improved immeasurably. I'm allergic to cats. I can't have one. That being said, I'd love a cat here. I really would. I would love to have, not one, I'd love several cats. I would love several cats, and they come, and then when it's bedtime, they follow you into the room, and you get in the bed, and they jump on the bed, and they sleep with you cats. Katie, for a while, I allowed her to sleep with me. And I'd go up to bed. This is after when I used to work at the Black, was it the Black Cat? I can't remember now. Somewhere anyway. I used to get in about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd usually go straight to bed as it was so late. No, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'd hello Katie, stroke. She'd come and meet me, and then I'd go to bed, brush my teeth, go to bed, and I'd be laying there, and all of a sudden you get thud as the cat jumps up onto the bed, and she would walk along purring right up to my face. I'd give her a little stroke, and then she would lay down, on all fours. She'd stop there and go down, right? As she was so close to my face, I could feel her breath on my lips. That's how close we were. And it was a wonderful, wonderful time. Unfortunately, the asthma started getting bad again, so I had to put her back in the kitchen, where it's warm, but it's not the house, do you know what I mean? And it's a shame. But I did enjoy sleeping with my cat. Do you get unlimited electricity in your ground rent? No, Roy. No, the electricity is extra. Electricity is extra, okay? Paul says someone moved out my mum and dad's rented cottage. He stopped paying for 9 months. Oh, and sodded off one day and left the cat. The poor cat kept coming back for months. Isn't that awful? Why do people just get up and leave their pets? Oh, I think that's terrible. I really do. There we are. So, not going to get cold here. Last week, I went to 2 Barry Manilow concerts. The first was on Thursday night. And by this point, this whatever this illness is had kind of taken hold. It's funny, did I tell you what actually happened? On Tuesday, last Tuesday, the Tuesday before the last one, I had my twice biannual visit to the hospital, where they have a look at a little part of me that's not working properly. And he said that was going all well. And I happily sat there telling him that I couldn't believe I'd gone for an entire year through not having anything go wrong. No colds, flu, chest infections, nothing really. The odd ache and pain, which you have to expect once you've gone over 50 years old, but that's about it. And he was saying, well, you're doing really well at the moment. I told you all this anyway. And so that was that. And then blow me down, that night I was sitting there watching the telly and I thought, the back of my throat don't feel right. It feels a bit thick. Do you know what I mean? And so I kind of just got on with that. And then the next morning, the Wednesday morning, I woke up and I felt dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. I don't think I got out of bed until late. That's that last show you saw, I think, was it Wednesday or Tuesday last week? Can't remember. I think it was Wednesday, actually. Was it the Thursday? So Wednesday, I started to feel ill. And Thursday, it did quite hit me. And I woke up Thursday morning and I couldn't do anything, really. Didn't want to get out of bed, didn't do a show, didn't go swimming, didn't do anything. But of course, I had a Barry Manilow concert booked for Thursday night. So I went along to that, and I was sitting the second row back, right on the end. Now, you would think that would be a good seat. No, unfortunately not. I tell you why. The curtain was in the way. The curtain came. I mean, I'm like that for the whole show. And usually Barry Manilow, who I went to see, usually walks from one side of the stage to the other, all over the place he goes. But for whatever reason, on this particular show, he only came over twice. The rest of the time I'm straining my neck trying to see him on the other side. So unfortunately, not really that good a seat. But you don't know that until you go and sit down. Do you see what I mean? Funnily enough, before the show started, I was in like the middle block. There's like A1, there's like A, B and C. And these are on ground floor level. And I was at the back walking down, and you know what? Those other seats at ground level further back aren't bad at all. You can see the whole stage. They probably had a better view in B1 than I did at A2. But that's just the way it goes. So a good show. Unfortunately, doing a Barry Manilow show, one likes to get up and dance along to the tunes and join in. That's how we do it at Barry Manilow shows, right? But I just didn't feel up to it at all. I mean, I really didn't. And I came out of there thinking, well, that was a good show. And my mate took us there. And took us, but not for nothing, mind. I had to give him petrol money. He took us there. And on the way back, I said, oh, do you fancy something to eat? I'm starving now. And we stopped off at McDonald's in Clackett Lane service station, which is all right, you know. There was hardly anyone in there, so we had a McDonald's in there on the way home. And I got back and I went to bed, and Friday, I felt terrible. Then it was Friday morning, I felt terrible. I got work tonight. And I did actually think about, oh, maybe I shouldn't really go in tonight. And I thought, well, I'm not that ill. I don't feel that ill. I haven't got a hacking cough or anything like that. I just feel a bit sweaty and down. No, not depressed. No, that's the wrong term. I don't get depression anymore, not since I sorted that out a couple of years ago. I wasn't sure, and I thought, no, go to work. So I went to work. I was kind of on autopilot for most of the night. You know, you do the job as well as you can without thinking about it too much. And as it happened, it wasn't too difficult on Friday. But sometimes, on some nights, some people are a complete and utter pain in the arse. Where every time you do something wrong, someone runs up and says, oh, that person should have gone before me, and all that. You know, there's no room for error, because they soon tell you. But we didn't have any of that on that particular day, so that was okay. So that, I went to bed. And then Saturday, of course, I was the same Saturday, and I stayed in bed most of the days Saturday. Oh, hang on Thursday, I thought, well, I've got to do something, and I got up, because a new tyre and 2 new inner tubes arrived for my bicycle. So I thought I'll do that. Now this tyre is like they say it's almost puncture proof, because it's got this hard thing that goes around the bottom of it. But that also makes it quite difficult to take on and put on. But I didn't find it that difficult to put on and take off. So I've put the inner tube in the tyre and put the tyre on the bike, and it's all gone round. I thought, oh, well, that wasn't too bad. About 20 minutes or so it took me to do that, take the old one off and all that business. And now I'm trying to pump this thing up, and the air wouldn't go in. I thought, what's wrong with this? I've undone the valve, done the valve back up. Just the damn thing wouldn't. After about, I kept trying. I thought, I'll have a cup of tea and I'll come back to it. I had a cup of tea, come back. No, nothing happening. Like that. I thought, I better take it off and have another look. So I'm starting to take this thing off. I'd taken it half off. I'd pump it in again. And I could hear the air coming out of where the valve was. I've only gone on torn where the valve is on the brand new bloody inner tube, haven't I? Why do I try and do these DIY things? They don't work out for me. They really never ever work for me, DIY things. I'll tell you that now. So then, fortunately, I'd ordered 2 inner tubes. So I got the other one and I put that in. I thought, well, I don't know how I managed to tear that around the valve as I've put the damn thing in. And it was literally where the valve goes into there. There was a tear there. That's the air was coming straight out again, you see. So I put the other one in, put it all together, pumped it up, and that started inflating all right. So that was okay. Put the wheel back on. I can't get it straight. So that means, you know, when you spin the wheel, it should move and not stop ever. If it stops, then it's catching somewhere, usually on the brakes. But they're not those brakes. They're those new brakes. There's those, you know what I mean? You can't, I don't think you can adjust them. And it goes, and then it stops. So you know it's slightly catching, which means it's more difficult to pedal. If it's catching anywhere, it makes it harder work to pedal. Plus, of course, you're wearing out a bit of brake. I'm having trouble getting it straight. It's nearly doing it, and it goes, but you can see that something stopped it rather than it started going round. So I'm trying to adjust this damn thing. Oh, Christ. Take it into bloody Alfred's and be done with it. That's what I say. Let's have a look here. Good morning to Arvind. Good morning to you. And Sarbaz. Morning to you as well. What do you mean, my dear, call me? What do you mean, call me? Do I look like someone who picks up the phone and calls people that he doesn't know, dear? Oh, dear, you might be trying to extract money out of me illegally. Or something like that. Are you a scammer? I had a scammer call up the other day. And my sister was with us at the time. I think it was my sister. Oh, I told them. Well, I told them what I wanted them to do to me. They're not impressed when you do that. They don't ring back. That's had to do with scammers. So Saturday night, I got up again and I wasn't sure. No, it wasn't. It was Saturday afternoon. I wasn't sure whether I was going to make it Saturday or not. But I thought, go on, look, this might be. I have a feeling he's not going to come back to the UK now, Barry Manilow. He's 75 years old now. And to be honest, last time he was here, he said it was the last tour of the UK he's going to do, right? Well, 2 years later, he's come back again and done another tour. Now, whether or not that affected the ticket sales, I don't know. But certainly, on Thursday night when I went to the O2, rather disappointingly, the show was fantastic, as it always is. Can't fault the show. Professional, sparkly, great band. Everything is fantastic about it. But there were a lot of empty seats in there on Thursday night. I looked behind me. The whole of the top of the O2 was closed off. And there were big areas where it was just empty. And I've never ever seen that at a Manilow concert before. Saturday night was much busier, but there was still empty. There were areas like where you'd see like 3, 6, 9 empty seats, like a gap. And I've never seen that at a Barry Manilow concert before. So I think that might have upset a few people when he said he wasn't going to come back. And then he came back again. So I don't know why that would be. It's a shame, because I say there's nothing wrong with the show. Although he did get a little bit fed up at one point. Barry, he started playing I think it was Weekend in New England, or I Made It Through the Rain, one of those. He started playing us on the piano, you know, we dreamers have our way. And then all of a sudden he stopped. He said, are you videoing this? And he pointed at someone in the front row. Are you videoing this? He said, oh, that's really effed me up. Now, you don't hear Barry ever swear. And he got up, and you could see he's really annoyed by this. Yet, everyone in there's got cameras out. And I kind of wondered why he picked on this one person. I don't know. I don't know why. I completely and totally understand how it must be for an artist to be trying to sing the song and there's all these little white flashing lights. You know, like, I mean, I always turn mine off. But you know the little white light you've got on your camera phone? It's never going to light up a large stage, is it? But people haven't turned it off. And I think possibly that's what it was. But I don't know that for I think possibly someone hadn't turned the light off. And it threw him completely. It threw him off completely. So he walked over and had a little sip of water. And then he came back. He says, oh, these iPhones. He said, why can't we go back to old-fashioned phones? And he's like, oh. And he turned around. And he said, right, I'm okay now. And then started again. So something upset him at the front. Was it just the camera? We don't know, really. But I do understand that. It's just a shame that there were so many empty seats on mainly the Thursday and a few on the Saturday as well. So the show finished and it was great. I must say, I must have been a little bit better on the Saturday because I managed to get up and have a little bit of a dance and I had a good time. Usually I'll make a video of Barry doing that, but frankly, I did a lot of little clips. They don't look good. Whether it's the position of the seating, because one night I was right over that side, and the other night I was 5 rows back, but right over that side. Now the 5-row back seat was actually better than the 2nd row back one, but I was so far away, I had to use the zoom a bit, and that don't look good on an iPhone. if you're doing like a nighttime concert. I looked at other people's phones. My friend Wendy gets some very good pictures, but where I get in the face, it's all like whited out. It's like a white, you know, whereas you can see my features, it's more like that. Yeah, and it doesn't look good. So I'll try and put something together, but I'm not sure whether I'll be able to or not with what I've got there. Of course, the music, as ever, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So that was Saturday night. Sunday, my cousin came over. He lives in Australia. He's unemployed at the moment. He had a really good bank job in Abu Dhabi, where he was for many, many years. But unfortunately, the job finished, so he'd gone back to Australia and he's not working at the moment. He's not sure what he's going to do. At the moment, he's eating into his savings, which is never very good. You know me, dear. You know, once I've saved that money, I don't like to take it out again, dear. And that's it. So that was nice for him to come over. I wasn't too clever. I was, you know, a bit weak and a bit phlegmy on that day. Then Monday, of course, Monday we had the karaoke. A very good night on Monday, I must say. Really nice night on Monday for the karaoke. Then I came to drive up here from London up here to Lincolnshire. It took me an extra 20 minutes because they closed one of the roads off. So I had to take a different route, which took me a different route through London as well. And it's the London bit that takes a lot of time. Usually I can be out of London in about 20 to 25 minutes. This was more like 45, and that's just a nightmare. It went a different way altogether. Where did I end up? I don't remember now. But I ended up coming along the Cambridge Road and flying over Cambridge on the Cambridge flyover, and rejoining the A1M much further up when it's like, I think it's about 6 lanes altogether each way at this particular junction. So we rejoined it there, or I rejoined it there, and that was fine. Got up here, as I say, Monday night. It was very cold. It was cold Monday night. No, it wasn't. It wasn't cold Monday night. It wasn't cold Monday night. Done some dinner, went to bed, got up Tuesday. So yesterday was nice. Tuesday was nice. My sister and baby James came over. When baby James comes to the caravan, I do follow him around with a hoover, especially if he's got an apple. I'm sure my niece does it on purpose. She gives baby James an apple, you know, so he can drop it all over the floor. I'm following him around with a hoover. I said to my niece, please, if you're going to bring the baby round, put him in that plastic bag over there and leave him in the corner until we leave. And you have to put everything away with babies, don't you? The remote control goes on the floor and starts getting eaten. He tries to grab my Lego stuff. I love it. He's such a wonderful child. He's 1 year old now, baby James, and he can walk now. He can walk all over the place. So they came over. And then Tuesday night, here's the bit with my great nephew Harry. Tuesday night, I went over to my nephew's house and saw him and his husband, him and his wife, Stacey, and the 3 children were up. Baby Olivia, she's not really a baby now. She's nearly 3 now. Olivia, and there's Harry, and there's Evie. And when I got in, the children are, where's the children? Gary said, they're hiding from you. Okay. Right, so I've gone into this room, and on Olivia's the little girl. She's very disabled, 24-hour care she needs and all that. And they are in her bedroom, and there's a blanket, and there's 2 moving bodies under the blanket. So they're hiding under there. So I went up to the blanket, and I blew where I thought one of the heads were. No movement. And then I pulled the blanket, and there they are, both under there. And Harry's going, Chris Reardon, Chris Reardon, Chris Reardon. And he's jumped up, and I had some red trainers on. Bright red trainers, Ralph Lauren trainers, which I managed to get in a sale last year for like 35 quid. They weren't dear. And he said, Chris Reardon, what have you got on? He went like that, 5 years old. If you'd have been there, you would have killed yourself laughing. What have you got on? He went like that. Oh dear. So they were given permission to stay up a little bit late so that I could see them. The trouble is with children, once you've let them stay up late, they push it, don't they? You've given an inch and they won't go to bed. And I don't think they got them to bed till about 9 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock at night in the end. My nephew's wife done me some nice tomato soup and bread to eat, which was quite nice. And I took over some ice cream for everyone. Six barrels full of it, actually. I said, yeah, mate, take your choice. And I handed over this. She said, how much have you bought? I said, well, this lot. Take your choice. So we had some of that as well. So that was nice. And then yesterday, I took my sister shopping yesterday for her birthday present. And she selected a few little items of clothes and that. I also managed to get great nephew George's birthday presents while I was out. I thought I might as well get them as I was with my sister, and she's got more idea of the child sizes because he's going to be 6 in just a couple of weeks' time. So I've got his present as well. And that's it really. We had... I took my sister out to lunch yesterday. We went to that Frankie and Benny's place, which was quite nice. Frankie and Benny's. Let's see who that is. Very good morning to Maureen this morning. Nice to have you back. Wish you better. Thank you very much, Maureen. It's coming along, Maureen, now slowly. It is coming along slowly now, Maureen. But I think I'll be all right. Probably by Monday next week I'll be all right. And that's what I've been up to for the last few days. I have to say I'm very, very happy to be here. I love it here. There's something about caravans that are very quaint. Quaint, I think, would be the word I use. Because you come in, and I find it, of course, they're only small, so they're very easy to keep clean. And I said a few weeks ago, I said to you, you know, when I first started going in caravans, I sat there in the living room. This was in one of the Haven Holidays places, watching the telly one night after we'd been to the entertainment. There's no entertainment complex here or anything. This is just like a house, like a very small house. Although I'd say that, you know, this caravan, I've seen the way some young people have to live. You know, 2 or 3 to a bedroom. And that's it. A bedroom. There's no other rooms. They share a bathroom with 10 other people. They share a kitchen with 10 other people. There's no living room. They live in this tiny room. So when you compare it against that, it's not a bad deal at all. To live in a caravan. And I could quite happily live in a caravan. I really think that. Someone was saying to me the other day, will you sell your house at some point and move completely up here? Now, I've said before, you know, I have a bit of a problem detaching myself from the house I'm in. I've had it 26 years now. And I've done quite a lot. I don't have a professional garden at all. But nevertheless, the garden is as I have done it. Do you see what I mean? And to walk away from all that, it's difficult. It's difficult to detach myself from the house. I wouldn't have to sell the house. I mean, I could rent it out to someone else, but then you've got someone else in your house. Do you see what I mean? And if it was someone I really knew and trusted, like my mate, I suppose my best mate, you know, if he said, well, can I rent this from you? Well, yeah, the answer would probably be yes. And then I'd move. But what would I do? If I wanted to buy another house, yes, I'd have to sell that one or something. I'd have to sell something. If I sold something else, then I'd lose income. Do you see what I mean? So I'd have to sell that house, buy another one up here, and I have shed loads of money left over. I mean, shed loads. Because of the difference in the pricing of houses up here and down there. And for the last 10 years, I've been looking at the houses up here, believe me. And there's some lovely little places you can get. Don't need any more than 2 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms or more, it doesn't matter. Only need 2 bedrooms. 1 to sleep, 1 to do this sort of rubbish. While people still want me to do it. Lovely bit of land, you know, next to a field or something like that. At the moment, there are 3 houses that I've discovered like that on here. They're like £150,000. 150. The houses down there, 350 plus. I mean, if you've got a place in London, all right, I shan't say who, but I know someone with a place in London. It's not massive. It's not a massive house. It's probably about as big as the one I've got in Berkshire. I was saying to them the other day. I said, so what could you sell this for? 500, something like that, around about 500,000. And this particular person, I won't tell you who it is. This particular person said to me, when they bought it 3 years ago, it was 910,000. So you'd be looking at 1.2 million pounds now. You just imagine having a house in London worth, and there's a lot of people in London who bought houses on the cheap, and in the last few years they have done amazingly. You imagine selling a house for 1.2 million pounds and buying something up here for 200,000. I mean, you're laughing, aren't you? And my house isn't worth anywhere near £1 million, not even 500,000. But I'd still have quite a lot of money left over, and I could do that if I want. Or I could just live here. What's wrong with that? What is there anything else? What do I miss from home? Nothing. Yes, one thing, my piano. That's it. And there's room in here for that. It's the only thing. The only thing. It's funny, isn't it? Good morning to Danny Davis from Welsh Wales. Good morning, Danny Davis. You need to be on the radio, sunshine. You need to be back on the radio. I'm telling you that now. You're not on the radio at the moment. Morning to Clare. Have you just got here, Clare? Blimey. You're a bit late, girl. So what time do you call this? A morning to Kiki D. Nice canal picture. Have you got an inflatable canoe yet? No. That's the Rhythm with them. If I walk out of here, 5 minutes across the caravan park, up a set of steps, that's where I am. It's beautiful. That's why that picture's behind me. All right, we're going to wrap up now, boys and girls. Thank you ever so much for joining us today. Can I just read you today's birthdays? Actually, I'll do yesterday's as well. I'm not going to go back any. I can't go back any further than that, unfortunately. Can I just turn this brightness up? That's a bit dark. That is. Is that working? How does that work? Oh, it's full up. Okay. So birthdays today. Claire's had a very busy morning. Okay. Have you been concentrating, dear? Concentrates. Thank you, Rod Brown. Good morning to Rod Brown as well this morning. Morning, Rod. Happy birthday today to Jason Shaw, who's on holiday at the moment, aren't you, Jason? He turned up at the Monday night karaoke a few weeks ago. Good morning, Jason. Happy 38th birthday to you today. You're a nice chap, you are. And he's raising money for PTSD. I don't know what that is, to be honest. PTSD, but Jason's raising money for that for his birthday. So Jason Shaw, 38 years old today. Claire Thompson. Good morning, Claire. 35 years old today. Darren Jackson. Morning, Darren. Happy birthday to you. The lovely Henry Churchill, one of the staple people on reachonair.com, is 32 years old today. Good morning, Henry. Happy birthday to you. Sandy Sparacello. It's her birthday today, raising money for Alzheimer's. Sean Michael Crabtree, 26 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Sean. I know today will be a difficult day for you, but send him my love, all right? Happy birthday, Sean. Kirsty Gretsch is 33 years old today. Happy birthday, Kirsty. And Ethan Paris, raising money for prostate cancer. He's doing really well with that. He's raised £100 so far of 150, which he wants to raise. He's 35 years old today. So happy birthday to you as well, Ethan. I haven't seen you for God knows how many years now. Maybe we'll never bump into each other again. I don't know. So happy birthday to you. Yesterday's birthdays then. I'll do those as well. And I don't think I can go back any further. The delightful Jake Reed, who makes an appearance occasionally at karaoke as well. Good morning, Jake. He plays rugby as well, or he used to play. I don't know if he's still playing it. Happy birthday, Jake, to you. Danny Borges, good morning. Happy birthday yesterday for you. Richard Harris, another one raising money on his birthday for Mental Health Foundation. £67 raised of £150 for Richie Harris. Congratulations, sir. Mark Kempner. Good morning, Mark. Hello, Mark. Reached the big 50, haven't you? Happy birthday, Mark. Travis Hightoner, 74 years old yesterday. And Joe Ashcroft. Good morning, Joe. 31 years old yesterday. So happy birthday to you all. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Enjoy your birthdays. You're wondering why there's no music. I need a smaller amplifier. Has anyone got a small amplifier that they don't want? I don't want to have to buy one. It needs to be such low power because I can't hear the music. If I can play you the music, but I can't hear it and it'll all go out of time. So that's why you don't get the music while I'm up here doing the shows, all right? Hello to Richie Harris, who's in Wrexham, in Welsh Wales. You're near Danny Davis, Wrexham. In fact, I think Danny Davis is in Wrexham, isn't he? I think he is. PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. The illness, just pied the illness disrespectful. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, to be honest, but it sounds ghastly. Whoever's got that, all right. There you go. All right, that's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you after such a long time. It really has. Hopefully we'll get back with you again tomorrow morning. I'm just I think I'm going with my sister this afternoon. We're going to pop over to B&Q to get a couple of time switches. Have a lovely day. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.